Michael Jordan is strongly considered the best basketball player of all time. He won 10 scoring titles, 5 Most Valuable Player awards, and 6 NBA championships. It was not easy to do this since he had to beat a large number of superstars throughout his career, many of those players being rivals that he really hated. In this video, I will tell you about the 5 rivals that Michael Jordan hated the most during his time in the NBA. Number 5. John Starks. Starks was a great example of physical play during this time. This physical game made Michael Jordan loathe playing against him. Standing at 1.91 meters tall, John Starks took on the task of defending a Michael Jordan who was in his best moment. Starks defended Jordan throughout the Bulls dynasty, but especially during the first 3 championships. Starks' tough and defensive nature made him the perfect player to face the most talented scorer of all time. He was always in Jordan's face, and although he had a height disadvantage, he always found ways to annoy him. Surprisingly, Starks says that Jordan was not the most difficult opponent to defend, but there is an explanation for that. He said, "This may seem crazy, and every time I explain it to someone, they are surprised, but he was not the most difficult to defend. What happens with Michael is that I wasn't going to run you around the field. I was going to grab the ball and put you on film. I was probably one of the only ones in the league who didn't have weaknesses. I got the report on how to defend him, and it basically said good luck." Finally, I think Jordan didn't like it when Starks achieved this incredible dunk on top of him, and now it is one of the most iconic dunks in the history of the New York Knicks and NBA. Number 4. Clyde Drexler. In the past, when Michael Jordan was still walking the long and difficult road towards basketball immortality, Clyde Drexler of the Portland Trail Blazers was always mentioned next to him. After all, they were both guards, they were almost the same height, and above all, they seemed to reflect each other's games. This rivalry became even stronger in 1992 when Jordan's Chicago Bulls faced Drexler's Portland Blazers in the NBA Finals. During the 1991-1992 regular season, Jordan averaged 30.1 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 6.1 assists, and won the MVP award. Meanwhile, Drexler averaged 25.0 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 6.7 assists per game. Even though Jordan won the MVP, Drexler was very dominant as a scorer and averaged more rebounds and assists. During the documentary series, The Last Dance, Michael Jordan admitted that he was offended when experts compared Clyde Drexler to him. He set out to destroy Drexler and show that he was better, and attacked the Blazers guard throughout the finals series. His airness opened the 1992 finals by scoring 6 three-pointers in the first half and scoring 39 points in Game 1. The Bulls defeated the Blazers in 6 games to capture their second consecutive title. Jordan averaged 35 points during the series. 8 points, 4 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 points, 5 assists, and won the NBA Finals MVP award for the second consecutive season. Drexler scored 24 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 steals per game against the Bulls in the finals. However, he only shot 40.7% from the field, while Jordan shot 52.6%. It is worth mentioning that he used to tell his Bulls teammates that Clyde Drexler was as good as him, but that he didn't know how to play. He wasn't referring to playing basketball but how to use his talent as an advantage to become a world icon. Number 3. Gary Payton. Gary Payton earned the nickname, the Glove, because of how good he was on the defensive end of the court. Considered one of the best defenders of all time, he was selected to the NBA All-Defensive First Team 9 times and was crowned Defensive Player of the Year. In 1996, their supersonic skis faced the Chicago Bulls in the NBA Finals. They had already faced each other several times in their careers, and it was always a spectacle to see them play one against one, both being ultra-competitive and both loving the game. Payton said anything to irritate and annoy his opponents. As you know, Michael Jordan and the Bulls won their 4th title in 6 years in these finals, but Payton did a pretty good job defending Jordan. The Bulls' point guard averaged 27.3 points per game but shot only 41.5% in the series. Although these are decent numbers, it is not close to Jordan's standards. The interesting thing about this was that Payton only defended Jordan in the last 3 games of the series. In these games, Jordan scored 23, 26, and 22 points. Now some are wondering what would have happened if the Sonics coach had told Payton to defend Jordan from the beginning. Payton said the following about it. "Many people were afraid of Michael. I didn't make a point. I said no, it's just going to be tiring. You have to get tired and keep hitting him and hitting him and hitting him. And that took its toll on Michael, and then the series changed, and I decided to have done it sooner. I don't know if the result would have been different.